Look what you guys have done to us. This is our third one quarterback mock draft.
It's
We're
fun.
doing it for you. We're not doing it for us. Okay?
It's fun. It's fun.
It is fun.
I
It is
actually
fun.
like it. I like the response from people. One quarterback gang, one QB gang. In
Yeah,
the comments.
people are hyping it up.
Yeah, yeah.
While we don't really enjoy one quarterback as far as a format, I'm glad that you guys do. So we're going to continue to try and put out one quarterback content for you guys.
Yeah.
As we know that from the feedback we've heard is not a lot of people do. So do us a favor, drop a like to show some support. Subscribe if you like Dynasty
Come on, baby.
content. And I want you to comment down below and let me know in your one quarterback league, what pick do you have this year and what do you plan on doing with it? All right, we're going to do a 2023 mock draft, one quarterback format, PPR, not tight end premium. We're going to go back and forth. We have landing spots for these players.
Yep.
And we're going to see how the mock ends up turning out. Ooh. Not far away from the combine now, so that will obviously change things. But I'll go ahead and give you the 101 here, Badake. What are you doing here at the 101?
Oh, you give me the 101. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no doubt about it. It's Bijan Robinson. He goes to the Carolina Panthers in the first round. If you guys don't know, I think the video is out. I did say the Carolina Panthers should draft Bijan Robinson, and if he is the best running back since Saquon Barkley, why is he falling all the way to the end of the first? I know the running back market is not the same as it was then, but still,
yeah,
come on. Bijan Robinson to the Panthers at the 101 here.
All right, so Bijan goes 101. He went to the Panthers at pick 9. Not that far off from what they did with CMC. I believe he was pick 7 in the first round when they drafted him.
Yes,
I
9. I think it was pick 8. Sorry, it was pick 8.
Was it?
If I'm not mistaken.
So that worked out pretty well for them. Obviously, they had a franchise quarterback already, but CMC was a huge pillar to their success. All right, at the 102, this is where I'm going to go Jackson Smith and Jigba. You guys have heard me say this before. There are 2 can't miss prospects in this year's class. For me, that is Bijan Robinson and Jackson Smith and Jigba. He lands with the Texans. Now, the kicker here, which is really cool, and we enjoy seeing this kind of collaboration, is not only does he end up with the Texans, but his quarterback is actually C.J. Stroud, who went to the Texans with the second overall pick. So Jackson Smith and Jigba will instantly step into being the wide receiver 1 on this team, and he has his college quarterback who he had a lot of success with. So I love this for JSN here at the 102.
Yeah. All right, at the 103, give me Quentin Johnston here. He does go to the Chargers in the first. He probably takes over that Keenan Allen role. He comes in. Hopefully, he is the #1 guy, 6'4", 215. Could potentially run, low 4.4. So that's really exciting. I love the route running, and I think it complements him really well here to go with Justin Herbert and be either the outside guy, the inside guy, with Mike Williams there as well. So I like this pick here with the Chargers at the 103.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. My 103 is still going to be Jahmyr Gibbs. So I'm going to take Jahmyr Gibbs here at the 104. And he goes to the Saints. Round 2, pick 41. So early second round, kind of where we saw the Javonte Williams go, Breece Hall last year. This is kind of where we saw those running backs go off the board.
Okay.
At the Saints in this scenario, I'm assuming they move on from Alvin Kamara. We already heard about the trade rumors all last offseason to the Bills, or during season, sorry, to the Bills, to the Eagles. And he's also probably going to be suspended. So Jahmyr Gibbs becomes their replacement.
Yeah.
I don't like comping Gibbs to Kamara. I know some people do. I think he's more DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones, but I think he instantly becomes the answer to that problem for them. And keep in mind, guys, the Saints just got a first-round pick pretty much for free. So they can, it's not that they can afford to do something like this, but it doesn't hurt as much to go running back second round, I think. So I'll take Jahmyr Gibbs here, and it's Gibbs and Olave. Those are your weapons moving forward. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, this is where I have my 105, and it's 1A, 1B, right? I don't know what to do and who to go for. I'm going to go with the homer pick, though. I'm going to go Kayshon Boutte. He goes to the Giants here at the 105. Or sorry, in the first round, in the end of the first round. There is another guy that's still there as well, which I think that's probably who you're alluding to. But I think this makes sense. He goes into this role. He is the wide receiver 1. There is no doubt about who he is going to be in this offense, in my opinion, especially with Brian Dable and Joe Shane. When they draft somebody, they're going to implement and work them into this offense. With Saquon Barkley hopefully staying, Daniel Jones hopefully staying as well. I think this makes sense, and he instantly goes into that wide receiver 1 position. There is another guy. Let's see. We can have the conversation.
This is a homer pick. Be honest.
It is. I said it. I said it's a homer pick.
Yeah,
it is a homer pick, but they're back and forth. I said my 105A, my 105B. It just. Yeah. But
let me ask you this: if you were doing a real draft today, though, and it was your team on the line, are you taking Kayshon Boutte, who does get first round pick to the Giants, or are you taking Jordan Addison, which is who I will take here at the 106, who goes to the Packers with the 15th overall pick? Be honest. I know.
Honestly, it's
a home pick.
Honestly, it is genuinely so difficult, and I would say it. I would say I would still go Kayshon Boutte because he is the wide receiver 1 there. Genuinely, like Jordan Addison, we like, but our biggest thing is like, okay, he's a good elite wide receiver too. Now
but he steps into the perfect scenario to complement
exactly. That's
Christian
why I said
Watson.
It's so difficult. That's why it was my one.
I don't know. I still think best player available there for me would be Addison, but to each their own. I'll go Addison here, and you're up at the 107. What are you thinking?
All right, 107 here. I think another wide receiver. I'm going to go. Got first round draft capital. Okay. He goes to the Bills. Zay Flowers, a guy that once again I like the thought process. It's Stephon Diggs. Zay Flowers, the guy that they've been looking for. Whether he plays in the slot or on the outside, they need another guy in that slot. Gabe Davis still probably stays on the outside, which is good. But Zay Flowers immediately becomes the wide receiver 1 in the slot, right? He jumps Jamison Crowder. He jumps Cole Beasley. He jumps Shakira.
You're saying for the slot position.
Exactly, for the slot position.
He's not the one on the team, but in the slot.
Exactly.
Okay, I think that makes sense. I love Zay Flowers. I think I like Zay Flowers more than you from our conversations.
Yes, you do.
But I think there is one running back. To be honest, after JSN, Quentin, and Addison, I think there's one running back I'm taking over Boutte and Flowers, and that running back would be Zach Charbonnet. Who he goes to the Falcons. It's early second round. So I like that. I mean, that's pretty much very similar to what Gibbs got. It's only 4 picks later to the Falcons, early second round to the Falcons. No disrespect to the Tyler Algier owners out there. I'm sorry, but Zach Charbonnet becomes your RB1 here. Algier becomes a very good complementary running back. But this is a team that runs the ball more than anyone in the NFL. I mean, this is a very good fit for Zach Charbonnet. And Zach Charbonnet also has the upside of being a pass-catching running back. You could see a true 3-down work for Zach Charbonnet in Atlanta, and they have not had a running back like that for a little while. So I like it. I would be taking Charbonnet over Flowers, over Boutte, even though I love them, but it's very close in this one quarterback format. I think I might go. I just think Charbonnet's role is defined for me much more. But
that makes
sense.
Tough.
It is a tough decision between those 3. Boutte, Flowers, Charbonnet, throw them up in a box, shuffle them. But I would just slightly lean Charbonnet before I took those guys.
Let me ask you a question. What happens if Lamar is there? Do you still
I like it.
Do you still view him the same way?
I love it because then I'm thinking about what I envision J.K. Dobbins becoming. Different players, but same role now. What I envision J.K. Dobbins becoming in Baltimore.
Okay.
I think that only helps this offense from a run perspective.
Okay.
I actually think that would suit Charbonnet really well to be paired with Lamar.
Okay.
That, like, Lamar makes me not more concerned for someone like Drake London and Kyle Pitts. It definitely would help Kyle Pitts, but I think London is who I would be more concerned about if that was to happen.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. This is where it gets tough, like really tough for me, because I can either go wide receiver, running back. One gets second-round draft capital. The running back gets third-round draft capital, but the landing spot is really good. Oh, man. Okay.
You know what to do.
I know what to do. I'm going to go Josh Downs here.
Okay.
He goes to the Dallas Cowboys in the second round. Once again, another guy that lands into a really good role. CeeDee Lamb is there. Michael Gallup wasn't the guy, and he was dealing with injury. Josh Downs plays the slot, a guy that can play in the middle of the field. Maybe they get rid of Dalton Schultz, which is really good in this scenario for Josh Downs. Gets second-round draft capital. I really like this landing spot for Josh Downs, and it feels really comfortable here for me at the 109.
I like the landing spot. I like the draft capital. I like the player. It makes sense. I thought you might be going Michael Mayer here.
Mm-hmm.
He gets first round capital to the Commanders.
I definitely
That's
like
a
it.
very difficult decision between Josh Downs and Michael Mayer, but I will go Michael Mayer there. The Commanders have a history of success at the tight end position when there's been a capable tight end. You can go back to Jordan Reed. You can go back to Chris Cooley, right? You can go back to Logan Thomas more recently. Michael Mayer steps into this role, and whoever the quarterback is gives him an incredible option and a safety blanket. So I'll take Michael Mayer here. I mean, this is where we're talking about taking Michael Mayer in a super flex format.
Exactly.
At the 110. So this feels like a steal for me.
This feels
at
really
the
comfortable.
110.
All right, the 111 here. I think this makes sense for me. And I think this is why I wanted to take Josh Downs there, because I'm okay to take Sean Tucker here. Goes to the Miami Dolphins in this mock here. And I really like this landing spot. This is probably one of the best landing spots for a running back. He still gets decent draft capital. Sean Tucker has the speed that this team has been looking for, right? It makes sense. Tyreek Hill. I was gonna say Tavon Hill. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle,
maybe a little Tavon Austin.
Yeah, right.
Tavon Austin,
and then Sean Tucker here kind of has a little speed combo. Makes sense, and I really like it here in the third round, going to the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, this is, like you said, the ideal fit for any running back in this year's class is the Dolphins. Like, if you please just one of them go to the Dolphins. One of the top 5 guys, please go to the Dolphins. And Tucker definitely fits it really well with his speed. Let's see what he weighs in at. That's what I want to know, what he weighs in at. I'm going to go with Zach Evans here at the 112. Yep. He goes to the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
About 10 picks or so before Sean Tucker to the Chicago Bears. So David Montgomery's moving on. And I envision that Herbert retains his current role. Khalil Herbert, that is. Zach Evans is going to take that David Montgomery role. I comp Zach Evans a little bit to Miles Sanders. I know some people don't like him as much. I've heard some people comp him to Isaiah Pacheco. Regardless, I think he serves a good role in one of those teams like the Falcons who run the ball a lot. That's where their identity is. I think the Chicago Bears were 3rd in the NFL last year in rush attempts per game. So I'll take Zach Evans there. That feels pretty good. I kind of leveraged Michael Mayer because I was thinking about Zach Evans at the 110, but I know that you weren't going to draft him. So we both get what we want here.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
you're heading into the second round with the 201. What's the thought process here? What are we looking at?
201 here. A guy that I wasn't expecting to take, and I don't think you would expect me to take. Man, I don't know. Maybe it feels a bit early, but I think it does feel right. I'm going Devin A-Chain here.
Shut up.
He goes to the Bengals.
Have you turned a corner?
Well, and this is why I am taking him here, because the pathway is not the way I see him, envision him as a third down guy, right?
Yes.
And
a weapon.
This makes sense to go to a high-powered offense in the Bengals in the second round, still behind Joe Mixon, but it's going to be once again a third down speedster guy running a Texas route or out of the flat, whatever the case may be. It just makes sense here. He takes over the Samaje Perine role, and if Joe Mixon does get hurt or whatever the case may be, maybe they kind of move away from the run game and they just go more on the passing game here with Devin A-Chain. So I like him at the 201 here. This is where I like him, by the way. Like, I like a scenario for him in my eyes to be really successful.
Can I tell you, though, everyone who's in on A-Chain, no matter where he's going, that's what we're thinking.
I feel like the community,
that's why we're like trying to explain it to people. We're not saying he's going to be a 3-down running back.
No, I'm not.
We're not saying that.
Yeah, I get that, but
what you're explaining is what, and I'm not even as pro A-Chain as other people are. Some people have him RB3. I think that's ridiculous. But I am just speaking for the A-Chain people out there. I like him. Some people love him. That is what people envision for him. When they like A-Chain, no one expects him. Like, let's say he went to the Dolphins. I don't think anyone's expecting him to be the first and second down guy exclusively. I think we all view him as a weapon. Get him the ball 10, 12 times a game and see what happens. So maybe this is the
maybe it's the landing spot. Maybe it's the landing spot because this is a high-powered offense.
Okay.
I mean, if he goes to the Falcons, do I like it that much? No. If he goes to the Commanders, do I like it that much? Probably not. Does he go to the Bears? Do I like it that much? Probably not. But going to the Bengals here just makes so much sense because you just know Joe Burrow is going to throw the ball to him.
Sure, sure. No, I can understand where you're coming from there, no doubt. All right, so at the 202, honestly, I think this is where it gets a little bit messy because I think there's
Yes.
a lot of different directions that you could go.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at draft capital right now, and it's a little bit messy with this running back room. There is a wide receiver that I like, and he received decent draft capital, and I really love envisioning him in this offense. That is Xavier Hutchinson,
Okay.
who I will take here at the 202. He goes to the Vikings in the third round, and I think he complements Justin Jefferson really well. I'm not going to even say he's in the stratosphere of Justin Jefferson as a route runner. What I am saying is I think he can become exactly what Adam Thielen was for this offense. I think he can become that kind of player in the next couple of years. I think he automatically jumps KJ Osborne. Adam Thielen is not the same player at all. So for him to be able to learn under Justin Jefferson and improve one of his strengths, which is route running for Xavier Hutchinson, I love how he would complement this offense here in Minnesota. So this is an ideal spot for me. I don't want him to go somewhere and have expectations of being a wide receiver one. I want him to be a very good complement. So I like this spot here for Xavier.
Yeah, okay. Xavier Hutchinson here. He was a little bit lower for me, but that's okay. Oddly enough, I have a couple tight ends ahead of him because I do like the landing spot.
Sure.
And for me, I can go either way, but I'll go with the guy that's going to the better offense, in my opinion, and that's Luke Musgrave to the Packers in the second round here. I like both of the guys. Maybe you'll take him next, but Luke Musgrave comes in, Robert Tiny walks away. Jordan Addison gets drafted by the Packers in this scenario, and then they have Christian Watson, Luke Musgrave, Aaron Jones, it's no matter whether it's Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers, we both believe in both of those guys. Obviously, we all believe in Aaron Rodgers, but we definitely believe in Jordan Love. So Luke Musgrave for me at the 203.
Yeah.
To the Packers.
No, I get it. I can't go those tight ends just yet in a one quarterback. I'm just thinking it's probably as easy to trade for a tight end in a super flex. I don't know, but I can't go them just yet because there's still a scenario in which those guys need a year or so to develop.
Sure.
I'm going to get instant answers on some of these other guys, and that's why I want to chase down that path. So let's go Israel Abanikanda here at the 204. Let's give some respect to my guy Izzy. Love him, from Brooklyn, New York. He goes to the Ravens in the fourth round. I think we've talked about this a lot. Specifically myself, I've highlighted that I think the Ravens are going to look to add a running back. Israel Abanikanda feels like a good complement to J.K. Dobbins. And there's a scenario in which they are splitting the workload there. Izzy, with that speed in the open field, with that offense who's running the ball that much, really intrigues me. So I'll take him there at the 204. I just think this area from like the 201 onwards, I think you smash running backs and maybe wide receivers that you like, but I think I just want to smash some running backs here.
Just want to smash some running backs, balls.
That's your fault.
Nah, this is my fault.
Get it straight.
That is my fault. All right, I'm at 205, right? Because I'm a little bit jumbled up on my end. So 205, I do have another tight end here, but he is my. I'm going to switch it up because now I'm going to play leverage here. And I thought you would have gone with this guy based off draft capital. Was taken just a little bit.
I know who this is.
Just a little bit higher. I was
thinking about it. Yeah.
Just a little bit higher. Maybe it's different because there are two guys. I have a guy right next to him too, but it's a little bit difficult.
I know exactly the players you're talking about. What do you think?
I'm going to take Tajay Spears here.
Yeah.
He goes to the Chiefs in the fourth round. He's taken 2 spots ahead of Izzy in this scenario. Okay, Isaiah Pacheco, 7th round draft pick. Clyde potentially going to walk. Jarrett McKinnon potentially going to walk, or free agent if I'm not mistaken. So Tajay Spears, once again, you're not spending the first round draft capital that you spent on or in the first round in your rookie drafts like a Clyde, but you get a Tajay who's had the hype, who could potentially get a 50-50 workload. See some thought process there with Tajay Spears and Isaiah Pacheco. So I really, really like him going here.
It was very much flip a coin for me between 3 running backs that were on the board, and Tajay was one of them. I was just looking at my, again, very similar draft capital. Tajay went 2 picks earlier. I personally think that Pacheco has just as much of a hold on the backfield that Dobbins does based off of the performance in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And maybe I need to reevaluate Pacheco as a whole then. But again, it was a kind of a 3-way tie between Israel Banikonda, Tajay Spears. I had Izzy as my highest ranked prospect.
Okay.
When I wasn't considering draft capital.
Yeah.
But now I think maybe a steal so far because of how highly he was drafted would be Kenny McIntosh here at the 206.
Yeah.
Kenny goes to the Patriots in round 3.
I do like it.
And this makes a ton of sense to me because of the James White role. Kenny McIntosh steps into that James White role. I'm sorry, Ramondre Stevenson owners. This probably means that Ramondre loses a little bit of that target share from the backfield specifically. I'm not going to say Ramondre is irrelevant because he's a very good pass catcher, but Kenny kind of fits that 3rd down role, like the James White role, like a glove.
Yeah.
So I think this makes a lot of sense. And because he could be used in the air, I'm intrigued about what that could mean in a PPR league. So I'll take Kenny McIntosh there.
Yeah. Just to touch on Kenny, it kind of feels identical to Ramondre Stevenson role. And like, even though the build's different, I think they kind of remind me that they kind of just look like their body builds kind of look the same. Ramondre Stevenson is a little bit shorter. So it's like, okay, why would they draft Kenny? And I think that's why.
I think Ramondre is much more beefier, but
yeah. And that's why in this scenario, I had him as my lowest prospect
Sure.
in the landing spots here.
You can kind of envision a little bit what Tom Brady was doing with Rachaad White and Leonard Fournette this year. You could see a little bit of that in New England. So,
okay,
Leonard Fournette being Ramondre and Kenny being Rachaad.
Yeah, I definitely see that. All right, I'll take my tight end here. I'll take Dalton Kincaid. He goes to the Panthers in round 2. It just makes sense here. I think it feels really comfortable. I use that leverage to get a Tajay Spears in my running back and then getting a Dalton Kincaid from the 2nd round here going to the Carolina Panthers. So I like it here.
I have okay.
I'm here.
So in a 1 quarterback format, okay?
No.
In a 1 quarterback format, I think you need to shoot for the stars if you go quarterback in a rookie draft.
Oh no.
And the definition of shooting for the stars is Anthony Richardson. My quarterback 1 in Superflex is different to my quarterback 1 in a 1 quarterback format because it is much easier for me to get a competent quarterback in a 1 quarterback format than it is Superflex. But if I'm going to go quarterback in a 1 quarterback draft, I'm shooting for the absolute stars. I don't give a damn if I miss with my 208, but I'm sure going to shoot for the stars with Anthony Richardson here. He goes to the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons. Think about that for a second. Hold on. Whoa. The team that just ran the ball the most times per game just got the best rushing quarterback in the draft. This could be nice. So you've got Zach Charbonnet behind you. You got the offensive line, which is beefed up a little bit because they probably added through free agency. You got Tyler Algier, who's complimenting Zach Charbonnet. You got a healthy Kyle Pitts. You got Drake London. Anthony Richardson, this is definition of potential superstar. Hey, if I miss on the 208, I don't care. That's fine. I missed out on a potential wide receiver 2 or 3 or a complimentary running back. I will go ahead and go for Anthony Richardson here to the Atlanta Falcons at the 208 and then feeling like an absolute genius if it goes right. And if it goes wrong, we'll pretend like it never happened.
That's fair. This is where I take my quarterbacks as well. We just see it. We see it completely differently. And I was reading the comments last time we did it. And if I can get a guy that was either 1st round pick or the 101 in the NFL draft, the 102 in the NFL draft, or top 5 in the NFL draft, knowing that they're going to be a franchise quarterback, and understand the upside thought process, I would rather be taking C.J. Stroud here. He goes to the Texans. He gets JSN as well. It just makes sense for me to get him here. for me, I'm happy to take a quarterback from, this is the 208, right? I'm just confused with my numbers.
Yeah, 209.
The 209. I'm happy to take a quarterback from the 207 in a one quarterback league. I know a lot of people see that differently, but there's a drop off.
Some people will say go earlier. Some people will say you don't draft one in the second round. So people are all over the board.
I just think it depends on the quarterback you have. And we kind of touched on this a little bit, but I'm looking at a bunch of quarterbacks that's saying, okay, where is my cutoff? And I think a lot of people need to understand, where is your cutoff to say, okay, I'm happy to have this guy, right? I think my cutoff is like, let me ask you this question. Just so, in a one quarterback league, Tua or CJ?
CJ. But it's very close.
But I think a lot of people,
if I could trade down or something for Tua, I would do it, but CJ.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, like, at least in the comments last time, they were saying, well, I'm happy to have Tua because he's just going to be this even guy. But I'm not trying to just have an even guy. I'm trying to have like I'm trying to get the Josh Allen, the Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly. That's why I went Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, and that's why I went CJ. But like, a lot of people don't see that in the opposite way, which I find confusing. Yeah. So anyways,
I would much rather have Lamar Jackson than Tua. And I think that's what you're looking at here. I would much rather have Justin Fields than Tua. And I think that's what you're looking at here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fair. I think
At the 210, I'll go quarterback as well, and that's Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
He would be my quarterback too, still over CJ Stroud. And with him landing with the Lions here, the Lions traded up to the first overall pick in this scenario, and they landed Bryce Young.
Yep.
I mean, you have got a treasure chest of weapons. You've got DeAndre Swift. You've got who's that guy that he used to play with? Jameson Williams. Remember when Jameson Williams had his incredible year and Bryce Young was the Heisman winner? Yeah, he gets to link back up with Jameson. He gets Amon-Ra St. Brown. Incredible offensive line. Bryce Young, I mean, I love it here at the 210. Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah, 210. Okay, well, 211 here. I'm going best player available, high draft capital, round 2, Jalen Hyatt. He goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. He's a speedster here. He is a field stretcher. You have Devontae Adams. You have whoever the hell the quarterback's going to be. Maybe Aaron Rodgers goes. Maybe Aaron Rodgers goes to the Raiders and he unlocks Jalen Hyatt somehow, some way. So I'll take the chance here based on draft capital.
I was really hoping you were going to do that because I didn't want to do it, but I knew he should be drafted. You know, Jalen Hyatt, man, at 211, should he be that low? Maybe not.
It's tough, and this is probably our analysis.
I got to stick to my evaluation, though.
Yeah, it's our analysis on it. That's what's tough.
Okay, Will Levis is on the board. I don't want Will Levis. He went in the second round in this mock draft, which who knows if that's going to happen. Probably not. There's a couple options I could go. I could go Rashee Rice, who went to the Broncos in the third round. I could go Parker Washington, who went to the Cardinals in the third round.
Which I like.
I can go Kendre Miller, who went to the Bills in the fifth round. I can go Tank Bigsby, who went to the Jags in the fourth round. And I think that's what I would do. I would go Tank Bigsby here. He goes to the Jags in the fourth round. You know, not going to ever overtake Travis Etienne, but I think he has a complimentary role there. And actually, fuck that. I'm not doing that. Let's go Rashee Rice. Let's go Rashee Rice. We're going Rashee Rice here at the 212. I'm just talking it through with myself now, and I'm like, do I really want a guy stuck behind Etienne over Rice, who could become the second option in Denver? I'll go Rashee Rice here. He goes to the Broncos. It's my belief, and I believe Badake's as well, that Cortland Sutton unfortunately has probably lost a step. So you want to find a complimentary piece for Jerry Jeudy there, and I think Rashee Rice can do that. So players that were not drafted in these first two rounds that we should discuss: Will Levis, he went to the Colts in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Parker Washington to the Cardinals in the third. Kendre Miller to the Bills in the fifth. Hard to justify drafting Kendre at that point.
Yeah.
Puka, he went to the Seahawks. Marvin Mims went to the Browns in the fourth. Cedric Tillman went to the Panthers in the fifth round. Chase Brown, your guy, went to the Rams in the fourth.
Chase Brown downtown.
So we couldn't really justify drafting some of those players.
I thought you were going to take Parker Washington over Rashee Rice.
I have Rashee Rice as a better prospect, so
for sure. And the draft capital is nearly similar, both in the third round. Parker Washington went later to the Cardinals. Yeah. I think I like the thought process there, and I see the pathway a little bit more clear.
That's difficult for me because I think that they really like Rondale Moore. I don't know where Parker fits.
Right.
He's a slot wide receiver.
Fair. That's fair.
So I can see where Rashee Rice would succeed there.
Mm-hmm.
But, guys, that is the one quarterback mock draft. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Where are you taking these quarterbacks? Who's your quarterback one in a one quarterback format as well? Do us a favor, drop a like to show some support. Subscribe if you like Dynasty content.
That's right.
We'll see you in the next one here very, very soon. All love.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.